I'm delighted to welcome all of you to the 2010 Fall Address and honored to introduce our President, Renu Khator. The Fall Address is a tradition we began last year. It provides President Khator with the opportunity to share with us, gathered here as a community of faculty and staff, past successes of the university and our vision for its future. Last year, President Khator outlined the path to Tier 1 and the strategic priorities to take us there. This year, and I hope I'm not preempting her remarks, she will share with us the progress we have made towards achieving our common goal. I'm sure she will tell us that this progress has come thanks in no small part to the joint efforts of the university family represented here today and the support we've provided her as she tirelessly promotes our Tier 1 agenda. From my perspective, over the past several years, there's been a palpable feeling of our inevitable and accelerating march towards Tier 1 and a rising appetite amongst us all to get the job done as quickly as possible. As with all team efforts of this magnitude, to be successful, a team requires a committed and tenacious leader, with both the vision and the passion required to lead from the front when required, and the awareness and the acumen to know when to prod from behind. I think you will agree that the University of Houston now has such a leader with these very characteristics, capable of both heading the charge while constantly reminding and encouraging us of what we as a university can become. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome to the podium our President, Renu Khator.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Professor Clark, for this very, very kind and generous introduction, and thank you for your leadership. Thank you all for being here. Good morning. Thank you for being here in this beautiful Morse Opera House, home to one of the finest music programs in the nation. You saw a proof of that just now. And before we close this morning's ceremony, we will have another performance by our award-winning, internationally acclaimed and honored concert chorale. So please stay after the address. Let me first recognize our regents who are here today with us, whose vision and support make it possible for us to dream big and to achieve big. Board Chair Carol Robertson-Ray, Board Secretary Mika Mosbacher, Regent Nandita Berry, Regent Jarvis Hollingsworth, Regent Jim Wise, and our very important student regent, Andrew Kobos. Our regents, Wilson and Monty, were supposed to be here, but they have been sent to represent University of Houston at the City Hall, which I'll tell you in a while why. Joining us for the first time are three deans who are new to University of Houston, and I would like to ask them to stand, please. Dr. Lamar Pitchard, Dean of Pharmacy. Dr. Patricia Oliver, Dean of Architecture. And the baby dean, Dr. John Roberts, Dean of Class. Thank you all for being with us today. Last year, when I stood before you to deliver my first fall address, there was much cause for celebration. Proposition 4 had just been approved by the voters of this great state of Texas. There was sense among all, student, faculty, staff, the community, and the alumni, that Tier 1 express train for the University of Houston has left the station. It is gaining speed, and it is moving toward its destination. Today, thanks to you, each and every one of you, the Tier 1 train has covered a remarkable distance. Our enrollment is at 38,774, an all-time high. The Honors College has recruited its largest and its strongest freshman class ever at 467, including 16 National Merit Scholars and 39 Tier 1 scholars. The 6-year graduation rate is above 45%, an all-time high. Total research expenditures are just a little shy of $100 million, an all-time high. Research awards are at $114 million, again an all-time high. Our private giving has crossed the $100 million mark, an all-time high. Our alumni participation is at more than 12%, a record for us. We at the University of Houston, along with our 3 sister institutions, are now serving 65,000 students and have opened a new teaching facility in Northwest Houston. And our football team, even though going through a difficult patch right now, will rebound and fight back. I promise you that. They will show their national character. So let's take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate our many accomplishments of the past year and look ahead at the steps we need to take while recognizing the individuals who are making a difference. You may recall that we have a strategic plan with 6 goals that track our progress toward becoming a nationally competitive research university. Let's begin with the most important goal of them all, student success. This year, we opened our doors to the largest student body ever while preserving our commitment to diversity. But that's only half the story. The other half of the story is their success. If there is one measure that captures the spirit of student success in any university, it is the 6-year graduation rate, because it tells us if we are recruiting our students right with an eye to their academic preparedness, if we are orienting them right with the goal of giving them a solid start, if we are supporting them right with the commitment of seeing them graduate, if we are training them right with relevant and engaging programs, and if we are treating them right with compassion and care that they deserve. I have always believed that if we define our success by the success of our students, we will see more of them succeed and more of them eventually graduate. Last year, I pleaded with you to make student success our no-excuse priority and raise the graduation rate. Here is our historical graduation rate. As you can see, in 10 years, we improved our graduation rate by 10%, actually dipping again last 2 years. It is a 1% annual average increase. The blue dotted line shows the expected graduation rate, or the average rate, based on national average of universities of our type. It was clear that we were headed in the wrong direction, or we were headed in a very slow direction. We had to systematically and intentionally break this pattern, and we did so by launching a 9-point student success plan. In just 1 year, the results are spectacular. In 2010, we increased the graduation rate by 10%, 10 years worth of progress in just 1 year. My gratitude and congratulations to you. You have proven that when you set your mind to something, you can achieve just about anything. It takes a combined, concerted, and very team effort to move the needle on graduation rate, so I compliment all of you. But please allow me to recognize one particular group who had a lot to do with this, and as a symbol of our respect for everybody, let me ask that group to stand today and be recognized. May I ask all academic advisors to please stand. Thank you. As well as we have done this year, the blue dotted line illustrates that we have a long and challenging road ahead of us. Our 6-year graduation rate is still below the average rate for public universities in Texas and in the nation. In coming years, we must continue to build on our successful efforts. Our goal is to reach the target of 54% as soon as possible. This goal, and let's make no mistake about it, this goal is an essential element of building a Tier 1 university. The 9-point student success plan includes many components. Among them is offering a living learning environment on campus for our students. Today, I am pleased to see our brand new Cougar Village filled with 1,000 freshmen who identify themselves as the class of 2014. The class of 2014. It's a new language, it's a new day, it's a new paradigm at the University of Houston. The Cougar Village is truly a Tier 1 facility with seminar rooms, computer labs, and classrooms. The key factor that makes our residence halls a living learning facility and separate from other rental spaces in the city is really our faculty in residence program. Dr. Raul Ramos, professor of history, is living in Cougar Village with his wife and 2 sons, ages 4 and 6. Similarly, making their home in Moody Towers are 2 other faculty in residence, Carol Blue, research professor in the Center for Public History, and Catherine Horn, associate professor of educational psychology, who is living there with her husband and 2 daughters, aged 5 and 8. I would like you to meet these dedicated faculty members who are truly making a difference. Raul, Carol, and Catherine, would you please stand? And on the topic of campus life, I must mention our totally remodeled dining facility, the Fresh Food Company. If you happened to be there on the first day of the semester, as I was, you could have seen our students, their eyes wide open, their jaws dropped, as they were filling their plate with freshly baked hot chocolate chip cookies. And that is after having eaten pan-seared tuna and wasabi rice. This is truly the latest generation dining facility, not just in Houston or in Texas, but in the entire Southwest. It is the largest such facility in the nation. Again, many hands were involved in the transformation of our student living spaces on campus. But let me recognize 2 individuals whose teams have made all the difference. Emily Mesa from Administration and Finance and Javier Hidalgo from Student Affairs. Would you please stand and take a bow on behalf of your teams? Emily and Javier. Another point of our plan was to recruit nationally competitive students using Tier 1 scholarships. A privately raised fund of $14 million has helped us recruit our first class of Tier 1 scholars, whose average SAT, and are you ready for it, whose average SAT is 1,440. I had the opportunity to speak with 2 of them at the Cougar Village grand opening. Tyson Adams, a 4.0 grade point average and National Merit Scholar, has come to UH to enroll in the entrepreneurship program. And Amy Rodriguez gave up an internship and full ride scholarships at Rice, Texas A&M, and the University of Colorado to be in the hotel and restaurant management program at the University of Houston. During my investiture remarks, I, on your behalf, pledged to raise $100 million toward undergraduate scholarships and programs.